So in this video, we're talking about a full body morning stretch routine for beginners that you can start doing without any equipment. And so this is something that I've been doing for years to alleviate back pain that I had from a past back injury, and that keeps coming up here and there, and just relieving any aches and pains from like working out and running. And so this is something you can do every morning or every night. And so just to be clear, this is not a routine that you would do specifically right before a weight training workout or something like that. If you're looking for something like that, definitely check out Jeff Nippard's warm-up video. That one is the same exact thing I pretty much follow. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure to do that. And so right now what you're about to see is me in my garage doing this full body stretch routine. So let's get to it. All right, so the first stretch that I always do in the morning starts off with a downward facing dog. And so this pretty much hits a lot of things. So we get the back, the shoulders, hamstrings, calves. And so I do that pretty much as like a starting off stretch. But this is where I do the cobra pose. And one thing a lot of people do wrong with this is that they use their arms to help, when really you should really be emphasizing just using your back. Now pretend like you don't have any arms, like literally just try to lift yourself up as if you didn't have any arms, and then once you can't anymore, that's when you lift with your arms and use a little bit of help from your triceps. And if you do it right, then you will definitely feel your back. And that, I feel like that's one of the best stretches. But this next one is for ankle mobility. So you pretty much keep your heels and toes on the ground while you kind of like straddle over. And then this pose, I forgot what I think it's a Warrior One, helps a lot with cracking my back. And then I go straight into this Warrior Three. I don't know these yoga stretches. I'm not a yoga teacher, but it hits your chest, your shoulders, your hips, your thighs, your calves, your knees, everything. It's really good. It's a really good stretch. So I do that on both sides. And this next pose is one of the hardest ones that I do, but I do it anyways because it feels good, and that is the pigeon pose. And so this really hits the hips, the knees, the hamstrings, the butt, pretty much everything down there. And it feels really good, and it took me a while to get comfortable in the stretch, but after a while it stopped hurting as much as it did. But it's a great stretch. And this next stretch is the child's pose. So you get your shoulders, your back, your hips, your legs, everything. And what I like to do is once I'm done with the child's pose, I like to like reach, stay in the child's pose position, and then reach on both sides. And this really stretches out the lats, and I like that stretch a lot. And then this stretch is actually called the cat and cow pose, and it's one of my favorite stretches to help alleviate back pain. And I do these every morning, every night. They help a lot. Basically, you want to point your belly button to the ground and then point it back upwards into your stomach, and you get those two movements. The next movement I do is like, I don't know what it's called really. It's just this knees to chest movement that I'm doing right now. And then you pull it over onto your other side while keeping the left shoulder or whatever shoulder isn't holding it on the ground. And this really cracks my back like every time. And then I like to finish off my stretch routine with my favorite stretch or pose or whatever, which is the bridge pose. And this is pretty much what I finish off with, and then I do my pre-workout warm-up routine. And so if you guys like this video or have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.